some sweet potatoes. So we're gonna, I know I don't have a lot on here, but they're already kind of par cooked, and I'm gonna show you how to make them 3 different ways. They're all fantastic, and I suggest you try them because they're just so nutritious. So we're gonna make 2 savory and 1 kind of sweet. So I'm just gonna separate them here like this. And if you find you make a lot and you get bored with 1 flavor, do what I'm doing. Just do 3 flavors. So the first one we're gonna do is gonna be cumin. Today, these are the spices that we're gonna work with. I have turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, and paprika. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is gonna be cumin. Oh wait, maybe this is cinnamon. No, that's cumin. Okay, so we're gonna use cumin on this one. I always use the pink Himalayan sea salt. So we'll just go ahead and salt them all. A little bit more cumin over here. And zest is a great way to add flavor to your meals. So this one is kind of a little bit Mexican inspired. Oops, I have this beeping over here. Hang on. Okay, so this one is Mexican inspired. So we're just going to put a little bit of lime zest, excuse me, right over the top of it. If you are somebody who suffers from acid reflux, you may find that if you use the zest, it doesn't bother you as much.
Chef Linh, do you want to show a little bit of that, how great it looks? There you go.
Yes, there it is. So the second one we're going to do with paprika. You can also use smoked paprika, which gives things a little bit more of a flavor. The last one, we're going to do cinnamon. And I have a teaspoon of maple syrup here. So I'll hold it up so you can see it in a minute.
Yeah, and you can hold it up on like the whole side on over here as well so that everyone can see.
So great. So here we have lime zest and cumin. Ooh. We have paprika. And here we have cinnamon and maple syrup. Now I'm also going to throw some fresh herbs on there. So over here I have some cilantro. It's going to go right on the cumin and sweet potatoes. On the paprika, we're going to put some green onions. And the cinnamon we're just going to leave like that. So I'm just going to mix them up a little bit. And my sous chef, Monica, is going to throw this right in the oven for me.
Awesome.
There you go. Thank you.
Voila.
So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to make some black bean tacos. So here I have some roasted red peppers. And I'm going to add to this black beans. So this is good. This is a nice meat-free meal. I'm going to add cumin to this. Some granulated garlic. Let's talk about garlic for a little bit. I have, after cooking athletes for a long time, I have started to use more granulated garlic, more dehydrated minced garlic, and dehydrated flaked garlic. Now, the reason why I use those is because they don't have the pungency that the fresh garlic has. So here's the granulated, here's the minced, and here's the flakes. The flakes are really great if you make garlic green beans or you roast vegetables and you put these in right at the end. They'll soften up. And you just get, the garlic flavor is a little sweeter and it doesn't have that pungency that stays with you.
Can I see the flakes, Chef?
Yes.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yes. So I always
see the flakes.
Yeah, now I always use fresh garlic when I'm making sauces and things like that. But if you find that you're trying to make a recipe and you're missing the garlic, have some of these dehydrated or even just the granulated garlic on hand so that it doesn't stop you, because it adds just as much flavor. And you may find that for certain applications, you like different kinds of garlic. So we have this here. I'm actually going to take that for me, please, Monica. I'm kind of shuffling things around over here to make some tacos for you guys. So let me turn this on.
So, Chef Linh, can you tell us a little bit about the tacos? I mean, like, you know, you can make tacos with a lot of different proteins. Can you tell us a little bit more about what kinds of things you could substitute, depending on what kind of, you know, lifestyle you're you know, following?
Yeah, so today we're making vegetarian tacos. So they're, you know, the great thing I like about making tacos is that if you have friends coming over or people in your family have different types of diets, tacos are great. Can you help me turn this on?
Absolutely.
So tacos are great because rather than trying to make something that you're taking away either meat or dairy or gluten from, you can add to things. So if you start with, they have plenty of gluten-free tortillas. If you want, you don't even need to use the tortillas. You could use whatever taco filling that you're making and you could put it on salads. I have some cooked barley here that we're also going to put it on top of if somebody is trying to stay away from the tortilla shells.
And we're talking about corn tortillas here, right? For gluten-free?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, there are certain tortillas that you can find that are gluten-free. I know there's, yeah, I mean, I even used a corn and wheat one that were gluten-free the other day.
Okay, so there's different options.
So there are a lot of different options out there. But if you don't want to eat that and you're trying to stay away from that, again, you can put it on something like a cooked barley, or you could put it on top of greens, so you're making a salad. So with these green beans, I'm going to add, I have the fresh herbs over here again. So we're going to add some cilantro to it. The cilantro is always really great. If you are not staying away from dairy or you're not vegan, these black bean tacos are great with feta on them, or you could use a different kind of cheese. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little olive oil in this pan. I'm going to show you a little trick so that you can make 3 tacos at one time. And swirl it around a little bit. And if you put 3 tortillas on here, sometimes we don't like to cook at home because it just takes too long. You don't have to make one at a time. So let's see. Let's get cooking on an induction burner today, so it's great. I just put the pan on. It gets real hot.
Just so you know, whoever is coming on the camera, if you see, hi, Susan. How are you? We're here. This is Susan.
I'm doing well, guys.
From Mom. And so we're very happy to have her join us because she talks to a lot of moms on her blog all the time, like 24/7 probably. So we think that this kind of quick meals and ideas could also be very helpful for the busy moms. So Susan, you know, feel free to ask any questions as we go through. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Susan.
Absolutely. Hi, thanks for having me.
Is that if you make a lot, they heat up really well. You could make breakfast tacos. You can make, we're going to make them so they crisp up a little bit, but they do. They heat up so beautifully. So you can see now I've got 3 of them heating up, and we're going to spoon this. Can they see from overhead of me spooning this on here? So get that on there. And this is a nice way to get more legumes into your diet. If you're somebody who's a meat eater, you probably just don't eat beans a lot. And they're fantastic. If you want, you can mash them. If you make these regularly, you change it up by mashing them sometimes and not mashing them sometimes. So it's just, and sometimes that's nice because even though it doesn't really change the flavor, sometimes it changes the look of it. If it's something you enjoy, we all have to eat so much every day that sometimes it's nice just to change it up that way. Either some ways I change up food are just cutting carrots differently. Sometimes you can cut them in long sticks, like little French fry sticks. Sometimes you cut them in rounds. Sometimes you cut them in half circles. Change it up. You don't need to, a question I get asked a lot is, how do I eat more vegetables? There's not a lot that I like. And so I really try to coach people that you don't need to find a lot of new things that you have tried and you just don't enjoy. Just find new ways to make the things that you do like. I mean, if you only like a handful of vegetables, there's many different ways to make them. So just stick with what you like and maybe add some new spices to them and find some new flavors that you enjoy.
Here's another one that we were talking earlier with Chef Linh. So obviously this is a vegetarian option. And if you're conscious too in terms of cost, beans and pulses are a great way to substitute, even if you're not a vegetarian, to just, kind of substitute or mix it up with any other protein that you're buying. So in general, beans are less expensive than, your chicken. So that's another way to really save on the cost per meal.
Yeah. Another thing about cost cutting and getting fresh into your diet, and I saved some over here for you. So if you find that you buy a bunch of parsley and it only lasts you a couple of days, but you really like to have those fresh herbs in your diet, this is how I recommend that you do it, because I do this once a week in my home and I have the fresh herbs all week. So this is parsley. So I washed it and then I dried the parsley. And after I chopped it up, I put it in a paper towel. Now I leave it like this. I have it folded up like this in here in my refrigerator in a Tupperware container or whatever type of container. And then you just come in here. It stays nice because it's not stays nice and fresh all week. And look at that. You can just grab some and just add it. So I do that with scallions. I do it with cilantro. I do it with parsley, and I do it with dill as well. And then I'm buying fresh herbs once a week. I chop it up and it's there ready for me whenever I'm ready to use it. So that's a nice tip. So these, we're just gonna, if when you fold it over, you hold this down for a minute, the other side of it is already browned. These are so yummy. So just have some fresh salsa, and this is meat-free, vegan, vegetarian. If you want to add some chicken to it, some meat to it, some cheese to it, like I said, it's very easy. And who doesn't love tacos, right? So so these are finished. If you would get me a plate, I will just put these on a plate for you.
Fresh.
Yes. So the next thing that we're going to do, let me serve these up to Miss Monica.
Yeah. Wow. See, wouldn't you want to have a personal chef in your home all the time, right? Just coming and cooking for you. So I get to taste them.
So the next thing that we're going to do is I often get asked how my vegetables taste so nice and crisp. So we're going to roast some vegetables right now. The first thing that I'll tell you is you absolutely have to keep an eye on it. Don't take a phone call. Don't run to get something out of the kitchen. Don't, unless it's an emergency, stay right there, because you're going to broil it at the highest temperature and you want to get your vegetables as close to the heat as you can. So if you would turn that lower oven on broil for me.
Okay.
Actually, broil? I'm going to step off screen for a moment. What's this one? This one. Yeah.
You want me to put it on broil?
This one on broil. You can take those out too and put that on broil. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do asparagus and broccoli together so you can see. They both cook really fast. And this is it. Try this at home. You'll be so amazed. And it also makes it so that you can make vegetables ahead of time and store them. I'll show you my little trick that I do. So always that Himalayan sea salt. It's so good for your body. Tastes better too. And then some fresh cracked pepper. And let's do some turmeric on the broccoli. So turmeric is from the flowering plant in the ginger family. And it's the root that's ground up. It's a great anti-inflammatory. Amazingly, the nutrients are more bioavailable to your body if it has some fresh cracked pepper in it. It needs very little. So I always suggest turmeric with a little bit of black pepper. Turmeric pairs very well with ginger. It pairs very well with coconut milk and curries. And it's fantastic roasted on cauliflower. So I have some cauliflower over here too, and you would be doing the same thing as I'm doing with the broccoli, but with the cauliflower. So we'll get some paprika on the asparagus. And now just toss it around. You want a little bit of olive oil on all of it. So here's the trick. You won't believe how fast it is. People ask me how long I cook my vegetables, how long I cook my asparagus and my broccoli, and I'll tell you it's maybe 90 seconds. So you're going to see, and then I'll show you the trick that kind of keeps it so it doesn't overcook. So this can go, yep, this is going to go upside down in there.
Potatoes right out of the oven.
Yeah, so these sweet potatoes, now we made the tacos with just the, where's my spatula? Oh, it's right there.
Spatula. Oops. I always wanted to be a sous chef, by the way.
So you are my sous chef. So we made the tacos with just the black beans, roasted red pepper, cumin, and cilantro. Now I have, ooh, they might be stuck on here. Well, scratch that. I was going to put these in here, but I didn't use olive oil, so
I can try to scratch.
they're not gonna come off.
They're not?
Nah.
Well, we still have some.
So now we spoke about this too. We spoke about making, adding some grains to it, or maybe making it with a salad. So I'm just gonna scoop these black beans on top of the barley. Do you need this? Not hot. Nope. I'm all set. And then just mix it up.
Chef Lynn, can we show that a little bit when you're done to the camera?
So yeah, so here I have a little bit more, I wish I had a little bit more black beans in it, but you can see it's just nutritious and delicious. Now, I'm going to jump into something else. I wanted to show you guys about making some dressing. So I'm actually going to make a dressing to put in this, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. It's inexpensive. You don't need a lot of ingredients on hand, and it just gives food that fresh taste that I think everybody really enjoys.
And Chef Lynn, what kind of dressing are you making?
I'm going to make a dressing for this. I'm just going to make a little lime juice dressing.
Okay.
So, do you need a squeeze? No. So I'm just going to squeeze some lime juice into this bowl. Get some olive oil. I love making dressings to put on things, whether it's a salad or a fillet of fish or some meat that you may be making. If you add a drop of Dijon mustard, it'll work as an emulsifier, so your acidity and your oil do not separate. So that's what I've done here. You can't see it because it's not in a clear bowl. But you'll see when I pour it over.
Oh, nice. Yes.
So
I like to see the mixing.
It has that fresh flavor in there. It only has about a tablespoon of olive oil. It has about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And it just keeps it moist. It's full of flavor. It's fresh. And it's nutritious. That's the best part.
And delicious.
Nutritious and delicious. Yes. So let's see. It's been 90 seconds. And they're roasted. So you see even the broccoli has some little black edges on it, and the asparagus all roasted. So here's my trick. Anytime you roast vegetables, here. Yeah, anytime you roast vegetables, look, that it was maybe 2 minutes that we did that, and they are completely roasted. The broccoli as well.
Look at the color.
And then so I roast everything on foil, and I do that because I want to clean less, but I also do it for this reason, and this is my trick. So I just took it out of the oven. Give you this. Oh, it's a little warm. And I'm just going to slide it right off of the cookie sheet. So it's no longer on a hot pan where it's going to continue to cook. Now it can cool down. And let's see. Let's try one.
It's nutritious and delicious.
That's good. So, some things about food. Some people ask me how they can do shortcuts to making things better. Meal prep isn't always the answer for everybody. I mean, in the way that our busy lives are, we don't always have Sunday afternoons to just prep for the week. So if you can, they make it easy. There are a lot of things that are already chopped up at the store. Unfortunately, sometimes those things cost more money. But the tip with the herbs is great if you can just chop them up once a week. It gives you the fresh flavors that you want. Zest is another really great one. Oh, wait, where are potatoes? So let's try our potatoes with the zest on them. So here we go. They're all roasted. We have cinnamon over here, paprika with green onions here. And over here, I love these ones. If you love Mexican food, you'll love roasted sweet potatoes with cumin and lime zest. They're just absolutely delicious. So I don't know, which do you want to taste?
Absolutely. I'll take a fork. Which is your favorite?
The lime.
The lime.
I love
lime.
Oh, it's hard. Oh, no, good.
I think I'm just going to have Chef Linh come over every day and just cook for me.
The cinnamon maple syrup ones are also my favorite because it's a nice sweet treat. So you can make a bunch of them. They reheat really well. Kids love them and just super nutritious. So I recommend sweet potatoes in your diet if you don't eat those already. Okay, so let's see. Oh, how about healthy fats? I'm going to give these to you, Monica.
Absolutely.
This one's warm.
Hey, that's why I'm prepared right here. Right? Do you want me to move this over?
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about healthy fats. So we're all trying to get a little bit of healthy fat in our diet. Fat is a word I do not like. Fat is good for you. If you eat real food, whatever fat you're getting in your diet is good for you. Avocados, as we know, are a great healthy fat. So I'm going to show you a fantastic way to make them. If you love avocados, you'll be making these. If you are not a big avocado fan, try it. They are so delicious. So we're also going to be able to incorporate the spices in this. So we're going to make them a couple of different ways. So I'm just separating the avocado.
And that's a trick, right? That's a trick for the seed, right? So if you're struggling with that, did you see that? Yeah.
Redo.
There you go. Just
so
there you go.
This is like, do not try this at home. All right. So I'm going to use lemon for this one. So I'm going to get my zester. Let me cut a little piece of this lemon. There we go. Get some olive oil. As I pour it everywhere. Things keep beeping at me. And we're just going to pour it over the avocados.
Look at that. Ooh,
it's hot.
Oh, and I just for myself.
It's hot.
Don't try that at home.
I'll show you. I'll pick them up and show you as I'm zesting them. So, can you guys see me? I hope you can see me from the different views.
Oh, they can see you. I can see you fine, yeah.
So we're going to put some lemon zest over this one.
See, like you can show your... There we go.
The induction cooktop is beeping at me. It wants me to be cooking on it. So we'll do some with lime. And these are so yummy. These are such a great snack. You can just put them in the oven. They actually keep it from browning. And my husband told me something interesting. He told me that it actually takes on the consistency of an artichoke heart. So it firms the avocados up a little bit, baking them like this. So I'm going to take cumin. I almost put cinnamon on the avocados.
Chef Linh, do you have to bake them? Could you eat this?
Oh,
like this?
no. You could eat it just like this if you wanted to. And we're actually going to do one with turmeric too. And one we'll do plain. So we'll put a little salt on them. You can see they're all a little bit different. And this is a great way for you to just try new spices. Do it exactly the way I am. Buy 2 avocados, slice them up, put cumin on one, put paprika on another, one just do salt and pepper, and one turmeric. So we'll just squeeze lemon and lime juice on them. And these are good. Susan, do you like avocados?
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me?
I don't think we can hear that, but I think she
said
yes,
she does. Yes.
Just thumbs up.
I saw your enthusiasm. So these will go in the oven as well. It's hot, so I'll stick it in there. It's on oil, so that's fine. And those cook for about 10 minutes in the oven, and then you can take them out, and that's the great thing. You just scoop it right out of there. Another great zest to use is orange zest. So orange zest you can use if you're making, I like to use it if I'm baking, you can use it. You can use it in like French toast, it's fantastic. You could use it with sweet potatoes as well. I didn't use it today, but using maple syrup with the sweet potatoes and orange zest is really good. It's just a way to add flavor without adding fat and without adding calories, and it just tastes so fresh and delicious.
And you had told me something about the zest of lemons, citrus earlier.
About the acid reflux?
Exactly, right?
Yeah. So if you find that you have acid reflux, a lot of people stay away from citrus juices and lemon sauces and things like that. But the zest doesn't seem to affect people as much as the juice does because you're just using the skin and it doesn't have as high of an acidity level. So definitely something I recommend. Anything else? Any questions?
I think the other one that we've had from a lot of people is that this notion that, eating healthy costs a lot more. And in some cases, obviously it is, but there's some tricks to be able to really enjoy vegetables and fruit and plant-based diets without having to break the bank. Do you have any suggestions as to what things they could do? Some people say it's just a lot more expensive to eat veggies than it is to just go to the fast food restaurant. Any thoughts there?
I don't really agree with that. So I guess I'll just say my take on it. I don't think that it's more expensive. I think that we're looking for more convenience. And I think that if you really want to eat more at home, there's a few things. We have the cost of it, and then we have the time that it takes. It takes time to shop, it takes time to clean up, it takes time to cook. So all of those things take the time. So if we commit the time and maybe learn ways to cook that are a little bit easier, it might even be a different way to cut something. So let's try something. So a lot of people don't eat cauliflower. Cauliflower is very good for you. I think a lot of people don't eat cauliflower because they think it's difficult to cut. So let's cut a few things. I don't know if I can have this on here without it beeping, but let's cut a few things.
We can let it beep.
So I'm going to cut a cauliflower and I'm going to cut a bell pepper. And I'm going to show you guys a different way to cut it that maybe will encourage you to pick one up and do it at home. This is a little bit overwhelming.
How much is the cauliflower? How much?
Maybe $2.99.
Okay.
But it's a lot. This is the yield that you get. This is one.
This would be a big.
Yeah, this is one. Yep. This is it cut up. But it's overwhelming. If you don't regularly cook, it's overwhelming. If you do enjoy spices, which is why we're here today, cauliflower takes spices beautifully. So you just cut the bottom off. Well, this is the part that's overwhelming, is this part right here. And now it's gone. Okay. So now I can just peel this off of it. Cauliflower is wonderful with turmeric, roasted with turmeric. It just gets kind of like a little nutty flavor, and it's just wonderful. So now I'm slicing it in steaks. Can you see?
Yep, we can see.
I'm doing, and I mean, even holding it up.
Oh, wow, that looks like a little wedge. I like it.
So this is great for vegetarian, vegan. It's so hearty. Or you can toss it in salads.
Question, if you took it like that, like this little like sheet, it almost looks like a pizza crust, right? Could you layer on some stuff?
Most definitely.
Put it in the oven?
Yeah, that's a great idea, Monica. You could put a sauce on it and put some fresh herbs on it. If you eat dairy, you can put cheese on it. That's a great idea to make little pizza. We've definitely seen cauliflower pizza crusts.
Yep.
So if you want to go away from that and have something that's not processed that you're buying in the store, just try it with this. So that's the cauliflower. And then let me show you how I cut bell peppers. Bell peppers are another thing that are, I'm kind of making a mess here.
Okay.
So bell peppers are another thing. This is a big one. It's a beautiful bell pepper. Look how big it is compared to this. That's a little bit smaller. Yeah. So we have a little color. If you like bell peppers, all of these taste different. Okay. Buy them and chop them up and have them side by side so you can taste the difference. So this is how I cut them. I cut down. Some people don't like this. They try to kind of cut around and then they cut the membranes out. Let me show you how I do this. So, and you'll see what little is left and how easy it was to cut. Okay, so this is my waist right here. And I cut it without having to cut the membranes out.
Oh, look at that. I love that.
So it makes it quick. You're not in there trying to cut the membranes out of here. And
yeah, that's a great tip.
So yeah, so in cooking nutritious and delicious, if there are grains that you eat, there's so many different kinds of whole grains now for people who eat whole grains. A great meal prep tip is to just make a couple different grains in one day, and then you just have it in the refrigerator to take it out. If you make quinoa, you can have quinoa with your yogurt. You can have quinoa with some black beans. You can have it in here. I use quinoa as a filler when I make meatballs. Rather than using breadcrumbs, I use quinoa so that I'm adding nutrients into the meal instead of just a filler with the breadcrumbs. So I love it for that. If there's any kind of vegetarian type of, I don't want to say meatloaf, any kind of vegetarian dishes that you're making, quinoa will pair very well nicely with that without adding like bready kind of crumbs in it.
So, I mean, I think we've done a lot today. Obviously, you would want to pack Chef Linh, take her home and cook for you. The next best thing is to join us for all the other events we will have. Live events, and as well as you can actually book a session, whether it's one-on-one or a group session with Chef Linh. If you are in the Western New York area, she can even come to your house, literally. But if not, for the rest of you around, our events, the classes, we can give guidance on, the shopping list, what ingredients, tailored towards your goals and needs, and you can have a one-on-one session online, just like you see here with Chef Linh, and learn more. And we hope you enjoyed the live event. Spice it up. Thank you, Chef Linh, for having us. And then we'll invite you to join us for the next one. Thank you for watching. Please do visit HueTrition.com/shop if you want to learn about any of the events upcoming, different topics, dietitians, chefs, you name it, as well as any of the online classes. HueTrition.com/shop. Thank you.
Thank you. And on the site as well, you could reach me by email if you have any questions. I encourage anything. And as Monica said about the classes are really great if you don't cook and there's just a few things that you want to learn, if you feel like you're struggling because there's only a few things that you like, but you definitely want to eat better. We can learn, I can teach you within your range of what you want to learn or what you like. And then as well, if you're an avid cook and you want to learn about some sauces, or you love Asian food and you want to learn like the Chinese master sauces, we can do that as well. So it can really cater it to anything that you want. So thanks for joining us today. I hope you learned more about spices and eating nutritious and delicious. Thank you, Monica and HueTrition, for having me. And I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you,
Thank
Susan.
you. Thank you.